Thank God it's Friday. That's what they say, right? Thank God it's Friday. Any plans
Thank you,
for tonight?
Concilium Preventers. Thank you very much for
Thank you, Concilium Preventers. Thank you very much for
thank you so
power
much.
tapping and getting us here.
Um,
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Um,
let's do the regular stuff, right? Please, if you're on
yeah,
TikTok,
let's do the
kindly power tap.
regular
Thank you for
stuff, right?
12.4k.
Please, if you're
This
on
is
TikTok,
fantastic. I should clap
kindly power
again.
tap. Thank you for
Thank you.
12.4K. You know,
Thank
this
you. So
is fantastic.
12.4k.
I should clap again.
We're good.
Thank you.
We're doing
Thank you. So
this.
12.4K.
Right.
We're good, but
Also,
we don't want to, slack.
let's share the
So please
live.
don't stop power tapping.
Let's get it
Also,
to
let's
let's
share
get
the
people to
live.
see what we're
Let's
talking
get it
about
to people,
on the FYP.
or let's
Also,
get people to,
let TikTok
see what we're doing here
like
on
our
the
live
FYP, and
videos.
also let
Just put them
us
up on the screen.
like the live. If you're on Facebook, if you're on
Share the live.
YouTube, just double tap on your screen and share the live as well. So we're going to do
I see you,
the first things we do. By the way, thank you very much, Romeo Black, as well. I see yourself, Concilium,
Thank you very much.
Kem Cake,
I'm not going to do it.
Fitila.
Once I see it, I'll call
I saw Empress
you. Thank you
earlier
very
as
much.
well. Thank you very much, guys, for liking. If I've not called your name, once I see it, I'll call it.
So yeah,
But
let's
thank you very much for being here. I really
just do
appreciate
that.
your support. Um,
If you're on TikTok,
so yeah, let's
please click
share.
on the
Let's just do that now. And if you're on TikTok as well, please click on the heart icon
join the team.
above
If you're a member
my
of the
head
team, drop a gift.
and
And
join the
these
team.
things
If
help
you're
to
a member of the team,
drive
drop
the
a
live
gift.
to the
These things
FYP.
help to drive
So
the
wherever
live
you
to the
to
FYP. So
as
please
much you can do, you can tap the
support what
comment
we're doing
below.
that way. That's what you can do. You can tap,
And
you
when it's
can
time for you to
comment, you
speak,
can
please
gift,
feel free to also come up as well.
and I'll speak. And then when
Answer
it's
the
time for you
question
to
on the
speak,
outfit.
please feel free
I
to also
didn't
come
see the
up as
question
well.
on the outfit though.
Although to answer the question on
Kile
the
Bere.
outfit, I didn't see the question on the outfit though. Kile
I've
Berry.
not seen the question and I'm already laughing because I saw the one
I've not
about
seen the
10k.
question and I'm already
Did
laughing
you
because
wait till we eat 10k before showing your
do
face?
I saw the one about 10K.
Outfits in
Did you wait till we eat 10K before showing your face? I saw that one. Outfit
Daniel the
in
Go
Emiri.
Carter. Good to see you. Shut that down.
Daniel the Go Carter. Good to see you.
Linko.
Ekpeleo. Shut that down. Gbogbo Linko.
Just gonna check if you check the live on the other platform.
All right, I'm just gonna check if check the live
If
on the other
you're on
platform.
YouTube, thank you for joining us. Please,
If you're on YouTube, thank you
like
for
and share
joining
as
us.
well.
Please
Are you dressed in memory of Say Baba?
like and share as well. Are you dressed in memory of Say Baba?
I'm dressed in my own. Let me just.
Uh, I'm dressed in my own. I'm just. It's,
A man dress vote to two. She said Baba man dress vote to two. Do I put say Baba man dress
Bàbá mi
vote to two?
máa ń dress for tutu. Ṣé ṣé bàbá máa ń dress for tutu? Tó wáá pé ṣé bàbá máa ń dress for tutu? Ẹ pé I was having a conversation with someone a few days ago. I was asking, curved the number of times like so I want to make sure that we are. I can't be here without having to put on some form of fìlà ló yàtọ̀ kí ló yàtọ̀ báwo la ṣe pé fìlà ló yàtọ̀ sí ti ṣe bàbá bọ́lọ̀ ṣe ṣẹ̀dá yẹn lónìí nìyẹn ká ṣáà máa dúpẹ́ ká ṣáà máa ṣe dáadáa ká ṣáà máa forí tì ká sì tún ní tẹ́lọ́rùn bó pẹ́ ó bóyá a ó rere jẹ. Those old men, man, they have fantastic music. Ká ṣáà máa forí tì ká sì tún ní tẹ́lọ́rùn bó pẹ́ ó bóyá a ó rere jẹ. All right.
3 a.m. gamer and JM.
We have the 3 a.m. gamer and JMC Bosch edits on YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
Just a few more things. We share the live.
Okay.
So please again.
Just a few more things. We share the live on different platforms and then we'll be here. So please again, regardless of where you are, please like the live and let's push it to the FYP. Let's have people, just taking a stroll or scrolling on their phones. So let's help them find us by power tapping on the screen. Okunkweyokon, just one more thing I need to do, and then we can get straight into the conversation. Kasha maforiti kasi tuni telorun. Boya aoriri. Who sang that song? Does anybody know? Anybody? Share a comment or Korea.
I'm waiting on Olateju Buckner on YouTube.
I'm waiting on Olateju Buckner on YouTube. Good afternoon, ma'am. I think from your name, I think you're a woman. So good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just a few more seconds, we'll get into the conversation. Okay, I think we have to wait a bit for our YouTube link to calibrate. So maybe I'll do that later. I'll share the YouTube link later.
Afternoon, sir.
Man, afternoon, sir. If you're just joining, no, there's no background noise. Abi? All right, I hope it's better now. I hope it's better now. I hope you're not getting any noisy feedback. But yeah, Mr. Olateju Bucknut. Your name is quite interesting then. I didn't know Teju was well, now I know. Now I know it's unisex. But thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate your presence. I'm just going to share this on Twitter and then we'll get into it. Kem Cake, are you still hearing any noises? Sure, you are still hearing noise. I mean, there's no noise anymore.
Yes, you are still hearing.
I hope there's none.
Are you sure it's not your phone?
Yes, you are still hearing. Are you sure it's not your phone?
I think if you just join the platform, you may have to wait a bit.
By the way, I think if you just join the platform, you may have to wait a bit. So sometimes the network, the platform itself can be funny. So maybe it's the platform. I'm almost done, by the way. Just give me a few more seconds. Kasha maforiti kasi tuni telorun. Boya aoriri je. You can count down now, so if my don't get up, count down.
Good. Now we're good. So good afternoon once again.
Good. Now we're good. So good afternoon once again. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate your presence. We're going to have a fantastic session today. We're discussing Awolowo's free education policy. We've heard about it. Someone else, you must have heard, maybe your elders, our elders, refer to it. You also, of course, must have referred to it. But how did it happen and how was it funded? All those things we're going to answer today. How did Papa get into, this idea of free education? Where did the idea come from? Right. Also, were there pushbacks? Did they go through any challenge? How did they get all those things sorted? We're going to get into all of that much later. But before that, we're going to do some news making the rounds. Now, I know I've not been. We were here yesterday, by the way. We were here yesterday, but it was audio. And now we're here today, and it's video. So we're going to have a great time. All right. Um,
Let's get into the news. We need news for like
let's get into the news. We'll do the news for like the next few minutes, and then we'll get into the topic of discussion for today. All right. So let's 1 second. I'm trying to put things together. I think it's here. Trying to find the first news item. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna hear this anyway. Just gonna. It's a video of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on the train. Yesterday, the blue line rail at Marina was 2 years old, so celebrated 2 years yesterday, 2 year anniversary, I should say. And the governor was there in person, talking to people and all of that. So that was really good. I probably won't have to play it because you need to see it to appreciate it. But I'm sure you probably see it on his page or on different social media platforms. All right, we're going to move very quickly to something very good. It's good news. Cooking gas in Nigeria, the price drops 17.4% to 11,875. Olotu, please talk about India buying more Nigerian crude and Dangote buying more US oil.
cooking gas
Okay,
price drops
I'll look for the news
17.4% to
item.
11,807.
Cooking gas price dropped 17.4% to 11,875 naira.
I'm reading from Vanguard newspaper. The average price of refilling a
I'm reading
12.5
from Vanguard
kg
newspaper.
cylinder of liquefied
The average price of refilling a 12.5 kg cylinder of liquefied petroleum. 1 second, please.
The average price of
Just a
refilling
second,
a
please.
12.5 kilogram
All right.
cylinder of
The
liquefied
average price of refilling a 12.5
otherwise known
kilogram
as cooking gas
cylinder of
dropped by
liquefied petroleum gas
17.4%
LPG,
on a month
otherwise known as cooking gas, dropped by
basis to
17.4% on a month-on-month
August 2025
MOM
from
basis to 11,875 in August 2025 from
Ojulari,
14,375
send me
in
these things.
July.
I can't know everything as I'm looking at it. You have to
Ojulari Akoni,
if you
please send
can
me these
please
things. I
send these
can't I
things.
can't know everything as I'm looking
Whatever
at it. You
news
have
you're
to,
thinking of,
if
please send it
if you
to me.
can, please send
Just
these
one liner
things.
on Telegram. Then
Whatever news you're thinking of, please send it to
just one liner.
Busui Oris on Telegram, and then that way I can now engage.
So
Just
please
one
send
liner
it
here would
to
not
me.
help me
Even if it's a
as
link,
much as you
please
think
send it
it
to
would.
me on
So
Telegram.
please send it to
That'll be very
send
helpful. Thank you.
even if it's a link, please send it to me on
All right. So
Telegram.
it says it
That
has
that would be a
gone
better way.
down
Thank you.
to 11,875
All right. So it says it
in
has
August
gone down
2025
to
from
11,875 in
14,375
August 2025
on a year-on-year
from
basis. The average
14,375
retail
in
price
July.
declined by
On a
16.7%
year-on-year
from
YOY
August
basis, the average retail price declined by 16.7% from 14,261.57 naira recorded in the corresponding period of 2024. So cooking gas is cheaper, essentially. That's what that is, and it's good to know. Um,
concerning report from Ondo State.
a concerning report from Ondo State. I'll just
We get only
quickly
4
read
million naira
that.
monthly despite 600 million naira allocation.
We get only 4 million naira monthly despite 600 million naira allocation. Ondo local government chairman accused Governor Aiyedatiwa of diverting funds despite Supreme Court ruling. And that's from the 18 elected council bosses in Ondo State. They said they are receiving much less than they're supposed to get from the governor. That's concerning, but I hope the governor can. I don't know. There's no way to even justify that.
All right. Next,
Let's
World
be
Bank to
serious.
approve loans totaling
All right.
1.75
Next,
billion dollars
World Bank to approve loans
to
totaling
supply key
$1.75
development
billion
projects in
dollars
Nigeria,
before the end of the year
updated
to supply key
June
development
2025.
projects in Nigeria, according to official data obtained from the bank's official website. That's from the Punch newspaper. I'm just going to be reading because of time. By the way, if you know anything about how these things work, because when you come up, you explain to us uh, why this is necessary and how long it has taken. Or maybe I should even read the full news. 1 second. Let me just read the entire body. Sometimes the headlines can be misleading.
Please don't stop our tapping on TikTok. Thank you very much.
Please don't stop our tapping on TikTok. Thank you very much.
I'm going to read it from, let me read from Reuters.
Okay, I'm going to read it from, let me read from Reuters.
April 2025. Jesus is Lord.
No, but this was April 2025. Jesus is
Why
Lord.
people like this? This is why it's important not to go
Why are people like this?
beyond. This was in April.
See, this is why it's important not to go beyond the headlines. This was in April.
That was in April. Scratch it. I think some people are just trying to
That was in April. Scratch it.
misinform Nigeria.
I think some people are just trying to misinform Nigerians, and I almost fell victim of that. But
Let's listen to
thank God. Let's listen to this gentleman,
So recently, people have been talking about the 5%
Taiwo Oyedele.
that's about to be
So recently, people have been talking about the 5% fuel tax that's about to be introduced, where you have to pay 5% of the fuel, of the cost of fuel that you're buying. This is Taiwo Oyedele. I think is the best person to explain what this whole thing means, and I'd like you to take a listen to him. All right, and when the time comes, if you'd like to speak on these things, please feel free to talk about it. The other things that you guys are talking about in the comment section, if you send it to me, I'll be able to comment on it. Until then, we'll just go on with the flow. All right. So this is
please take a listen to
Taiwo Oyedele. Please take a listen to him discuss the 5% fuel tax.
Back fuel subsidies through hidden taxes.
What we have is that there's a law that was enacted some years back with a surcharge on fuel under the FEMA Act. This is a provision that is now in the new tax law, and it does not take effect as of January 2026. I know some people have been giving wrong information about this. What is in the new tax law is that this surcharge will take effect on a date in the future based on an order to be released by the Minister of Finance. And we do know that Minister of Finance is responsible enough to determine when it's appropriate to do so. The intention is to earmark and dedicate the revenue from this tax into providing transport infrastructure that can reduce the cost of transporting items, logistics, and overall bring down inflation for the Nigerian people.
This is
All right. I hope that helps us understand that a bit. The 5% tax is meant to help fix roads, build infrastructure, according to what the. Thank you for the gift. Thank you very much, I am Faye Dumari. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. According to Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. So I saw that report, that Punch newspaper. I found the stuff itself. Let me read out to you what is in there. The $1.75 billion World Bank loan. All right, so this is the full report. The federal government plans to increase its borrowing despite a significant 40.5% surge in revenue for the first eight months of 2025. This boost in revenue has largely been driven by substantial gains in non-oil revenue collections, as confirmed in a press statement on Wednesday by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. Based on the figures released by the Presidency, Nigeria's fiscal performance from January to August 2025 saw total collections reach a record 20.59 trillion naira, surpassing the 14.6 trillion naira collected during the same period in 2024. It was noted that non-oil revenues now account for 75% of the total collections. The statement read, from January to August 2025, total collections reached 20.59 trillion naira, a 40.5% increase from 14.6 trillion naira recorded in 2024. This strong performance aligns with projections, placing the government firmly on course to achieve its annual non-oil revenue target. However, despite these positive developments, Nigeria still faces substantial funding gaps in crucial sectors such as infrastructure, with low capital spending, local contractors. Under the All Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria on Wednesday staged a protest at the headquarters of the Ministry of Finance to demand payment for capital projects executed in 2024, amounting to about 4 trillion naira. To address these funding gaps, the government plans to borrow locally and domestically, despite an earlier claim by President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday in Abuja that Nigeria had met its revenue target for 2025 ahead of schedule. All right, so that's the full news. Apparently, they're going to be borrowing some money now to get certain things done. Sincerely, right now, let me tell you the truth. My head is full of what we want to discuss on that Awu thing. So this, I'm trying to process it. If you have more details, when it's time to come up, please come, and then you can explain. But while we wait for you to do that, let me play you a video. There was an interaction between the president and I think it was CPC members some days ago. And that was where he made the statement that this article was referring to, the idea that we were able to meet our target of non-oil revenue and way back. All right. So there's a shorter version. I think we should listen to the shorter one. The longer one might take a while. All right, take a listen to this, please.
That is what we stood for. And that is hope is here. It's here. Thank you for believing in me. The economy is stabilized. Nobody is trading piece of paper for exchange rate anymore. When I took over, 1.9, it's 1.35, 1.45 now. It's been stabilizing there. People can predict. You don't have to know a Cardozo before you get your foreign exchange, you get your imports. What we need now is building the ship, the vessels, for export and import of our goods and create jobs for the people. That's a guarantee there. I know.
1 second, please.
All right, so in that same, I think that same day, he said something about state policing.
All right, so I think that same day, he said something about state policing, and I thought I should share that as well. Take a listen to this. Listen to this.
I'm reviewing all the aspects of the security. It might be necessary, instead of all this civilian, this method of this, or JTF, civilian, that, and I have to create state police. We are looking at that holistically. we will defeat security. It will be effective. We must protect our children, our people, and our livelihood, and places of worship and places of recreation. They can't intimidate us. On one hand, the forest guard is being empowered, and we empower them effectively. We push that. We defeat the fear of politicization by political differences that has prevented establishment of the state community policing in the past. And there should be other ways to really counter all of that. I can assure you there's no thinking that we will be left out.
In Nigeria.
All right, that's the president talking about creating state policing in Nigeria, to have state police in different states, which I think is what we've been asking for a bit. And again, if you're still not seeing what's happening, structuring is going on. It's just that it's silent, but it's beautiful to see. Ẹkáàsán, ṣé dáadáa ni?
In case you didn't hear
All right.
because the audio was a bit.
So President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed, in case you didn't hear that clearly because the audio was a bit somehow, this is from Vanguard. It says President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed that the establishment of state police is unavoidable as part of efforts to strengthen security across the country. Speaking on Tuesday at the presidential villa in Abuja, during a courtesy visit by a delegation of prominent Katsina indigenes led by Governor Diko Rada, Tinubu said the federal government is committed to confronting insecurity head on.
Tinubu stressed that while the country faces
Let me jump to another part. Tinubu stressed that while the country faces serious security challenges, they can be resolved with determination and strategy. The security challenges that we are facing are surmountable. Yes, we have porous borders. We inherited weaknesses that could have been addressed earlier. It is a challenge that we must fix, and we are facing it, he said. I have today directed all the security agencies to energize further and look at the strategies. We have approved the additional acquisition of drones. I'm reviewing all aspects of security. I have to create state police. We are looking at that holistically, he added. We will defeat insecurity. We must protect our children, our people, our livelihood, our places of worship, and our recreational spaces. They can't intimidate us. So that's from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And speaking of security, recently the Chief of Defense Staff had a speech some days ago and made a statement I thought was is very apt, right? Take a listen to this.
And I do not want to hear that I was not giving any command. As long as you are deployed, your task is to secure your community. You are all aware on what condition you are supposed to shoot at the enemy. When your life is at stake and you have no other means of protecting yourself, you are allowed to fire. When your colleague's life is at stake and there's no way you can stop, you are allowed to fire. And when the community or any infrastructure you are protecting is being destroyed and you have no other means of stopping them, you are allowed to fire. So do not be afraid to take out any criminal or any enemy that is destroying or is doing any acts of killing. Is that clear? Yes, but like I've told you, the communities you are protecting must know that you are there to protect them, not to go there and infringe on their human rights. I'm going to hold every commander, from the sector commander to the company commander to the platoon commander to the section commanders responsible. If anything happens within your AOR and you do nothing, you will be court-martialed. That I guarantee you. But again, our policy is to reward hard work and punish indolence. When you do well, we'll commend you, we'll give you awards, and then we'll take care of you the more. You will be promoted. Is that clear? Yes, sir. With the new concept, all armed forces personnel will be withdrawn from within the towns and will go out into the bushes. All checkpoints to be...
Think about 50%. That thing I don't think is true.
All right. This thing about 50%, that thing I don't think is true. So again, let's also not do this propaganda thing. There's no credible report anywhere where Igbo said if you don't give them 50% of Lagos police, that there will be no state police. I haven't found it. I haven't found it. And we have to be very careful. We're on social media, but I'm also not trying to, join the bandwagon. If something sounds incredible or try and check. All right. If you find any source, apart from they said also like you see maybe like a newspaper report where they said if you don't give us 50%, that one we can work with. But everywhere I've seen, the reason I don't talk about things is that I want to know if they really said it. I don't want to become the mouthpiece of propagandists. They can't be that. It's not possible. At least if I see like or Kinikon Igbo Root or Igbo Kinikon, but that's how they said. Aluze said something after that stuff, and then she came out a few days later to say she didn't say it. We don't want to be what we don't like, which is why we shouldn't just follow everybody and say they said, and everybody now angry over what not even happen. So I haven't found it, but if you do, please let me know. But there is no source, and I've checked some, newspapers, to see. I couldn't find it, and that's what I was asking earlier. If you have a link or something, then that would help me to understand very well. Thank you very much. They didn't say it, so there's no response for it. If they say it, then we will respond. And I hope they'll be smart enough not to say it, because it is insanity. All right. There's a news report I want to read. Okay, yeah, Boala. So Boala came out some days ago. I don't even know if I should play that video, but I don't want to play it because he came out later to quote unquote correct what he said. He was talking about Lagos. Now, I don't know who is advising the government, but this idea of saying we are spending such and such amount of money in the northwest, in the east, in the east, in the south, the northwest, in the northeast, in the north central, in southeast, in south, then you now say southwest excluding Lagos. What's the sense in that? In order to justify that you didn't spend too much money in the southwest.
Why not just say, okay, I spend a
Why?
amount of money.
This pandering, why not just say, okay, I spend a Kiniko amount of money, and this is why we did it.
And then
right? This is why we did it. And then once you explain, people now have issues with it. Let them say whatever they want to say. Lagos should be anything that can be done to help Lagos should be done. Lagos it bears the weight of almost all the states in Nigeria. Almost all, more than half of the states in Nigeria. Lagos bears that weight. A small state where you have more than 20 million people and everybody's going for the same infrastructure, we are using the same stuff. Anything that can help that place should be done. And you don't have to say excluding Kiniko. And in a way to now explain themselves, you have Bola coming around saying, you know what? No, I don't want to play because it's just Omar Romino. It's no man's land, because we're trying to do something in Lagos, but it's no man's land. Everybody is there. They now came back later to write this one. Let me read to you what he wrote. Don't misinterpret what I said in my interview of this morning. Culturally, historically, and constitutionally, Lagos belongs to the Yoruba people, and that has ever been in contention. The unique identity of Lagos as a Yoruba homeland is settled and beyond dispute. What I emphasized was the special place Lagos occupies in Nigeria and indeed West Africa, a city that, much like New York, Paris, or London, serves as the commercial nerve center of our economy. Lagos provides every Nigerian, regardless of origin, a level playing field to thrive, and in this sense, it mirrors the diversity of our nation while remaining firmly rooted in Yoruba heritage. My argument was therefore, and justifiably so, for massive investments in infrastructure to sustain the economic and social responsibilities Lagos has shouldered on behalf of Nigeria. Any president who truly seeks to succeed must critically support Lagos, not because it is no man's land, but because it is the heartbeat of the nation's development. So the reason they're having to do all this is simply because they were writing Southwest excluding Lagos. That, I don't know what to call that thing. Even if you spend 800 trillion naira there, write it there. and then explain. If your explanation is now not tenable, that's something totally different. If you did it because you're Yoruba people are trying to corner something, that's a totally different argument. But it's like looking at the airport. What's happening at the Lagos? Murtala Mohammed Airport. Is it for Lagos State? It's for people. How many people use this airport on a daily basis? So that you're putting that much money in there, why do you even have to now start to scamp all over the place? Let me not say, I beg you, say it. You're spending this much in the southwest, and this much is going to Lagos of that money, not Lagos as southwest excluding Lagos. And you're not explaining. I don't know. By the way, let me read some statistics to you. According to former finance minister, this is from StatsSense. According to former finance minister Mrs. Adeosho, 55% of Nigeria's VAT is collected in Lagos. It's the goose that lays the golden egg. They are spending a lot of money to keep it running. Is any smart thinking person, that's what they're going to do. So I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it's not necessary. Anyway, let's go on. Based on the fact shared between January and June 2025, Lagos received an average of 11.2% of total VAT for the period. In other words, you generate 55%, but you're receiving 11.2%. How do you keep the state running? And there are certain things that the federal government will do. Of course, a lot of things the state government has to do, but as far as I'm concerned, it makes absolute sense. Much of what you get in terms of customs revenue is in Lagos. And when the roads get spoiled, people can go back to their homeland. Some of us, this is the homeland. So for those people, you can't.
Most of Nigerian states, especially some of those people that
makes no sense. Most of Nigerian states, especially some of those people that make the most noise, they contribute the least in terms of revenue. Oil and non